And hello everybody, welcome to day number 5 of the Conflict Elimination Technique 7-day challenge. We're going to do a bit of a short episode today because I'm going to be doing New Earth Insights right at 11 o'clock here today. So, what we're going to be doing today is we're just going to be doing again another overview of just a simple process of conflict elimination. Just going over things. I pretty much have covered kind of the main areas of what we can work with physically, mentally, emotionally, environmentally, with other people as well too. So this basically covers most of the broad range pertaining to the conflict elimination technique. And again, the important part is, like I said, my highest recommendation is to start off with the BCR technique. So like I said in the beginning of the very first episode in day number 1, if you feel like you've opened up your heart a lot, you've been doing a lot of inner work, and now you've been hearing about BCR and conflict elimination, but you got a strong heart, you got strong love flowing through you, and you could probably go right into conflict elimination, absolutely. But most people who I talk to, no, they need to really get that strength going. So this is where BCR technique comes in first, and of course conflict elimination comes in second. This is why I've called them level 1 and level 2 healing techniques. So we're going to go over, once again, the process of the conflict elimination technique for everybody. And hello everybody, thank you for joining me here on the live today, appreciate it. So we're going to get to some questions here in a little bit as well too. So, what is it that we do first and foremost before we start working with the conflict elimination technique? Well, we start using the notepad. We start looking at our goal. Okay. So what is our goal? What is it that we want to achieve? We write that down. And then of course, when we look at that goal, we notice that there are of course conflicts. I want to get this to this goal, but, right? So here's another easy way that actually someone like Dr. David Hawkins would teach people in regards to his letting go technique. This is something that you can also incorporate into conflict elimination as well. So a person has a goal. They say, okay, I want to be healthy in body. I want to be clear of all of my emotional conflicts. Okay, good. So that's your goal. So what's holding you back from going that goal? Well, I can't go to that goal right now because of this. Okay, so you have that. And then what? Right? We basically do what's known as the and then what. Okay? David Hawkins is very, very good at teaching people this. About saying, well, I feel very, very miserable and I feel like a miserable person. And then what? Well, if I'm so miserable, then I'm going to make other people's lives a living hell. And then what? And then no one will like me. Okay? And then what? And then I'll be all alone. And then what? No one will want to be around me. And then what? Okay? That's a good way also of understanding your conflicts. Okay? So we basically look at something on the surface and we use the and then what. Okay? And this all goes to Dr. David Hawkins with his work in regards to the letting go technique, right? So we constantly say, if we're just getting something on the surface and saying, yeah, I just feel angry and I feel angry at people, and then what? Well, I feel like I'm going to blow up at them. I feel like I'm just going to lose my cool. And then what? Well, then I'm going to lose all my friends. And then what? Well, then no one's going to want to be around me, right? So we keep drilling. We drill down with the and then what? And then what? And then what? Right? It works. Like I said, Dr. David Hawkins was quite the genius. Okay? And his speciality was just teaching you to just witness. To just witness the pain, the suffering that you were going through, not giving it any attention at all, right? Just neutralizing it. Now, his technique actually just comes from yogic philosophies thousands of years past, right? So we can look at something like Pratyahara. Okay, Pratyahara is all about sensory withdrawal. Letting go technique is similar in that way. That has a modification to it. But this is what I'm talking about, guys, is I study a lot of these different techniques, right? And I see what they're trying to do to get to the source, to get to the core of all healing. And like I said, the core to all healing is the source. The core to all healing is through the self. The core through all healing is to know that you are God consciousness. And once you go to that almighty, neutral, centered power within yourself, everything becomes harmony, right? And that is the fortification of every healing technique that works. Okay? It's all just coming to the source. It's all just coming to your core. It's all just going to your God power. It's going to God consciousness. It's going to the true self. It's neutralizing everything. Okay? So Dr. David Hawkins knew that. So this, again, is something that you can also incorporate into conflict elimination. If you're not too sure and say, yeah, conflicts, I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not too sure how to get right to the depth of my conflict. Well, then do the and then what's. Okay? So here's my goal, to have a very healthy body, for example. Okay? So what's stopping me from having a healthy body? I just don't know what to eat. I don't think I'm eating properly. And then what? Well, if I don't eat properly, my body is going to get sick. And then what? Well, if my body gets sick, then I'm going to be really, really ill. And then what? Well, I'm going to be in critical condition. And then what? Well, I'm going to be in the hospital. And then what? Well, I could pass away. Well, there you go. We basically leave it up to that point where we kick the bucket. But it's those and then what's that help us to stir and say, okay, I see what the conflict is here. I have a fear of not eating properly. I have a fear of not getting the appropriate nutrition in my body. I have a fear of not being able to take care of my body properly. Well, those are some conflicts right there. Those are conflicts that we can write out. And like I said, you could make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs worth of conflicts. It's fine, right? You have that one simple goal, but your conflicts could almost be a mile long. Okay, we don't have to go that deep, but we're just looking at the simplicity of this. Okay, this is my issue, and I'm drilling down, and I'm drilling down, and I'm drilling down, and I'm drilling down. And it's giving me an idea about this tragedy that I'm creating. I'm creating this tragedy within my mind, because this will happen, and then this will happen, and then that will happen, and then this will take place, and then I kick the bucket, right? I sold the farm, I croak, and that's it. Okay, so those are your fears. Those are the fears, that's the apprehension, that's the animosity that you have in regards to preventing yourself from going to that goal. Okay, so we look at all those conflicts, we're just writing them down, and then we go to the goal, right? So, okay, I want you to look at all those conflicts that you've written down, for example, right? And just placing your hands on the center of your chest, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Okay, and I asked that person, can you see your goal right now? So I see it, but I don't feel like I'm there. Okay, because of all the conflicts, right? Yes, all right. So what happens if I took every single one of those conflicts that you mentioned, and I put them in a big ball, and I chuck them out the window? And now you are conflictless. How would you feel? I want you just to imagine that. I took all that out of your body, I threw it away, and now how do you feel? Well, I can go to my goal, no problem. That's it. That's all we're doing, is we're taking all of those conflicts and we're letting spirit take care of it. We're letting spirit completely dissolve it away. We don't have to do anything. We just have to be open. We just have to be receptive. We just have to want to go to the goal. And if we want to go to the goal will come, right? So that alignment of just wanting to align into your goal, to know that you can take all your big conflicts and put it into a big ball and chuck it out the window and let spirit take care of it, now you're going into your goal. Okay? That's the simplicity of the conflict elimination technique. You're not putting your own vital energy towards dissolving the conflict because you can't. Goes back to what Jesus said. With man, such things are impossible, but with God, all things are possible. So if all things are possible through God, through the self, through source, through spirit, through the light, through the divine, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're working with in conflict elimination. You're letting spirit, source, God take care of it. Okay? You're not doing anything. All you're doing is the majority of your attention is here at the goal. 90% of your attention is here. You could even step it up to about 95% as well too. 95% of your attention is right here. You only have a very, very mild awareness of the conflict hand here. Okay? So I'm not going to go through a full demonstration today. I'm going to just kind of play it out as it is. It's kind of a semi-demonstration because I've done those demonstrations in the previous days. Okay, so you guys should pretty much know how to work with the conflict elimination technique now. It's very, very simple. Okay, So like I said, I'm just walking you guys through this. So now that we've worked with our imagination, we've gone to the goal, and yes, I can see myself there. So I would ask the question, can you imagine yourself at the goal, free of any conflicts? Yes, I can see that now because I was able to chuck that out the window. Great. Are you ready to make this happen now? Yes. Okay. So we got our 2 questions down. So now that we got our 2 questions down, we move from the pre-practice into the practice itself. Okay? So here's your goal hand. Everything that you just told me in regards to in your imagination, you're able to see that energy chucked away. You're able to see yourself at the goal. So as soon as you tell yourself that you're at the goal, then you want to make sure that you're holding on to that. You're holding on to that intention, saying, yes, Brad, I see it in my imagination. I see it can be done. Then that's where I want your mind. I want 90 to 95% of your attention here. And only 5 to 10% of your attention here. Because this is Spirit's job. Spirit's job is to do this, okay? Not yours. Your job is to be here. Okay? So, now that we've done that, we're going to do the 3 deep breaths, okay? We're breathing in, breathing out Spirit light, any color you want, okay? But this is you telling you, Spirit is coming into me. Spirit is coming into me. Spirit is coming into me. Okay, you can even say that as an affirmation. You can say, Spirit is coming into me, or Spirit is with me. Spirit is inside me while you're doing that breath work. That works too. Okay? So let's do that together now. Okay, Spirit light is in me. So now I want you to bring your attention to your goal. Okay, and you're just doing this once you have your goal, once you're aware of your conflicts. You've already done the 2 questions. You've already now done the 3 deep breaths for Spirit light. And now we're letting Spirit take care of it. I'm letting Spirit take care of it. I'm surrendering this to Spirit. I'm surrendering this to Spirit. I'm letting go of all these conflicts. They no longer serve me. I feel the freedom and the peace within me at the goal, and I choose to remain inside the goal. I am living inside the goal, and I'm letting go of the conflicts. I'm letting it all go. I'm letting it all go. I'm giving it to Spirit. Spirit is taking care of it. Spirit is clearing away all the conflicts within me so that I am completely at peace with my goal. I am inside my goal. I am happy. I am full of love. I feel so peaceful inside my goal. My goal is my home. Okay? So again, this is just an example. Okay, so we got the clench fist. And like I said, if you guys can't make a clench fist, you just put your fist down as much as you can, and that would be considered a clench. Okay? So again, some people may have difficulty with their hands. I understand that. So just clench it as much as you can. And that would be the equivalent of a clench fist. Okay? Then again, we go into round 2, which is the second sweep. Taking a deep breath in. Slow, deep breath out, either through the nose or through the mouth. No, I got it all in one round. Right? Fist is still clenched. I'm not feeling it there anymore. I was completely in the conviction of me clearing away my conflicts and being at my goal. And my goal is to be happy and healthy in a radiantly healthy body. Okay? So that's my example here. And I feel that 100%. And that's it. Okay? So like I said, guys, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. But again, if you are really in conviction with your goal, this will go really, really fast. Okay? Some people just aren't too sure. That's why we do the drill down. This is why we borrow that explanation from Dr. David Hawkins. And then what? And then what? And then what? Okay? That's helping you to really kind of look into the fear that you have in regards to one of these conflicts and saying, well, if I don't do this, then this will happen. And then what happens? Well, this will happen. And then what? And then this will happen. And then what? Then this will happen. Okay? So that's letting you know you're drilling down into your fear right there, and you're pulling up all this gunk. And now you can put that down into words. Oh, well, people won't like me, or I'll feel abandoned. I feel, well, what's abandonment? Oh, that's a trauma. Okay, there's abandonment. All right. I'll feel rejected. Oh, well, that's a trauma, is rejection right there. So we're working to drill down. Okay, if we're not too sure, we only just use this if we're not too sure how to articulate the conflict too well. We may just get a surface-based emotion, right? Which is representing the 3 core emotions: anger, sadness, fear. Okay, so again, we may just get into those and say, oh, I'm just feeling sad. Okay, what are you feeling sad about? Oh, I'm feeling sad about my spouse. Okay, why are you feeling sad about your spouse? Oh, because we had a bad argument. Okay, we had a bad argument. And then what? Well, it turned out to be quite hostile. And then what? I'm afraid that she might break up with me now. And then what? Well, then I'll be kicked out of my house. And then what? Well, then I'll be left alone. You're left alone, so abandoned? Yeah, okay, so there's abandonment. Okay? I feel like maybe I said things too harshly to her. And then what? And then I feel like maybe I abused her with my words. Oh, well, there's abuse. Okay? And I feel like she's never going to trust me again. And then what? Then I'm going to feel rejected by her. Oh, well, there's rejection. You see how we're drilling down and we get to the crux of the matter, right? We go into the core. That's the important thing here. So we're drilling down. We're getting to the core of the matter. Okay? So if you guys do have any questions in regards to the conflict elimination technique, you can let me know. But like I said, the more that you're practicing this, the more that this is going to be a lot more simple for you, okay? And it's even more simple when you firstly do my highest recommendation, BCR Technique, okay? Once you do BCR Technique, you are singing. You are doing well. This will be so simple, right? It's difficult for a person who has not yet touched these techniques for them to understand that these techniques are going to set you free, okay? It's very, very difficult to come from that place. I know. Talk to a lot of people and saying, well, if you guys do the BCR technique for 30 days, you're going to be free of this. Yeah, but Brad, I don't know. I mean, I've been working on this stuff for years. I've tried all these other techniques. I've done all this other type of healing, and I haven't really got anywhere. You haven't tried BCR technique? Well, no, but I have tried all these other techniques. I'm not talking about other techniques. I'm talking about the BCR technique. Have you tried it? Well, no. Because I've tried so many of these other techniques, and I've been working on this stuff for years, and I've been doing a lot of breath work, right? They already assume that it's going to fail. And to me, that's basically telling that person is telling me, I need help, but I don't trust myself to do it, right? And so this is why I keep the BCR technique very, very simple. I said, well, yeah, breath work is a part of it. Okay, we do breath work, we do cleansing breaths, we do heart rate variability, because that's getting you into calmness. And once we get you into calmness, now we go into reinforcement. And as we go into reinforcement, we feel love energy flowing through us. And we develop that love energy, and we fill our hearts with that love. We make our hearts bigger, we make our love stronger. And now they actually start trying BCR technique. And a few days later, they're saying, wow, Brad, this actually works. It works because you explain it so simply. I had no idea. Exactly. And I think this is a lot of people's fears. This is why, again, that there's still, out of the total number of subscribers I have in my channel, that it's still a very small number. People feel naturally defeated, right? It's an unfortunate thing, but it's the truth. People feel naturally defeated, thinking that they've tried so many things, or maybe they haven't even bothered to try. They feel that their emotions are so incredibly overwhelming them that they don't feel love can save them. But when it comes to another person, maybe Brad can save me. I'm not here to save you. I'm only here to remind you of something here that's great, that I've put together, that I have worked together with through myself to heal myself. And so all I'm doing, guys, is being your encourager, being your supporter, being your helper, being a teacher, right? It's for you to take that next step. It's for you to walk forward and say, you know what? I haven't tried the BCR technique. I know I've tried a lot of these other techniques, but I'll try BCR, and I'll see how it does. And Brad says he's available. If I'm having difficulty, well, then good. then I'll keep in touch with him. There you go. And I've had a lot of people who are doing the BCR technique succeed spectacularly. And now that you're doing the BCR technique for 30 days, you move on to conflict elimination. It's so simple. Just like what I've described here. Okay? So please keep that in mind. Right? All I can do is just continue to encourage you guys. But you guys have to do the work. Right? So Lynn says, greetings, Brad. This is another wonderful session. So much to learn. So uplifting. Victory all the way. Sending much love from my house to yours. Okay. It's not really a question, but thank you, Linda. That's nice. I appreciate that. Thank you. H. Anderson says, question, on the second sweep, if the conflict hand and fist still isn't strong, do we go back into question to find the remaining conflicts or repeat our affirmations? So let me just repeat that again. The second sweep, if the conflict hand still isn't strong. So I guess you mean if it's doing this, if it's feeling weak like this, right? Do we go back into the question to find the remaining conflicts? No. You take care of all that first and foremost, H. Okay? Anderson, you take care of that first. Okay? All of the conflicts that are down, you basically create a report, right? So you're creating your goal, and then over here is your conflicts, which represents your report. You should have all those conflicts down. Okay? So with those conflicts down, like I said, you're going into your imagination, and you're seeing yourself freeing yourself up of all of the conflicts that you can articulate. You're making them into a big ball. You're chucking them out the window. So again, we don't even go into the conflict elimination practice until we feel 100% sure that I'm in my goal, right? That I'm completely there, that this is possible, okay? So we don't jump ahead. And I know some of you guys jump ahead. I don't want you to jump ahead. So I want you just to spend time in saying, here's my goal. This is the goal I want to do, right? I want to be healthy in body. I want to be healthy in mind. I want to just make peace with people in my life. I want to be that peacemaker. Okay, that's my goal. So what's preventing me from getting to that goal? And this is where we drill down. We drill down and we look at the conflicts and we look at the conflicts and we look at the conflicts. We continue to drill down, and then what, and then what, and then what, and then what. So then we look at all those conflicts and say, oh, we got quite a bit of conflicts here. That's okay. So I want you to go into your imagination, and I want you just to see yourself going to that goal if I was to pull out all of those conflicts from your being. Put them into a ball and chuck them out the window. Okay? So therefore, we've already imagined ourselves at that goal. That means you've succeeded. Okay? If you've already succeeded in giving your imagination to where you see the goal and you can see it happen, you make that possibility happen, that's all I need from you. That's all you need from yourself. Okay? This is not about the idea of it still not being strong and I have to go back into questions. No. You just have to do that one time, H. Anderson. Don't make this complicated, okay? You're making it too complicated. Keep it simple, okay? It's the KISS. Keep it super simple, right? Don't complicate. If I am not telling you guys to do something, don't do it. Just do as I tell you with the technique here, okay? So again, as we go into the goal here, we're going to that goal. We throw away that debris. We know that we are 100% in the heart of the goal, saying, yes, I can imagine it. I can feel this happening. Great. So now that's basically you answering the first question. Can you, in your imagination, see yourself at the goal free of conflicts? Yes, I can. Great. That's what you're seeing in your imagination right now. Okay? You're seeing a possibility. What you're doing is you're clearing the channels. You're clearing the cobwebs, and you see a light at the end of the tunnel. And now you're moving towards that light. Do you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Yes. Good. All I want you to do is to walk towards it, and you're free. That's all we're doing in imagination, everybody. Okay? That's why I tell you, you go into your imagination, and you see the possibility of throwing away all that gunk representing conflict, and you see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's your goal. All I'm telling you to do is use your feet and walk to the light. But Brad, what about the conflicts? Forget about them. They're not your responsibility. Your ego is incapable of clearing away your conflicts. It's too stupid to do that. It's not doing that. And that's what I think some of you guys are doing. You're trying to use your ego to help you clear away your conflicts. You can't do that. That's impossible. Okay? There's no ego. No ego involved in clearing out your conflicts. That is Spirit's job, not yours. Okay, H. Anderson, I want to make sure you're doing the BCR technique first before you even touch into conflict elimination. Okay? Do BCR first. Because if I have to tell you this to you guys, then I can tell you guys aren't doing BCR. Right? You got to do BCR first. Do that first. Come to conflict elimination and you'll get it. Okay? So it's not about having to go back into the questions to find the remaining conflicts. There are no remaining conflicts. You've thrown those conflicts out the window. You're at the goal. We're only looking at those conflicts to part the cobwebs so that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I'm not concerned about your conflicts anymore. You've already been able to spot the light at the end of the tunnel through your imagination. Yes, Brad, I see it. It's in my imagination. I see myself at the goal. Great. I don't care about your conflicts anymore. That's why they're here. And that's why Spirit is doing this. You are not controlling this hand. You are not controlling this conflict, these conflicts. Okay? Your hand is right here. This is the goal hand. That's where I want your attention. 90 to 95% right here. 5-10% just being aware that your hand's up here. Spirit is doing the work. Okay? Please remember that, guys. I want you to write that down right now. With my conflict hand, Spirit is doing the work. Not me. Not my ego. Not my conscious self. Spirit's doing the work. Okay? I know people get confused. Saying, Brad, I'm trying to shrink down the conflict. You're trying to shrink down the conflict? Excuse me? No, you're not. Spirit's doing that. Not your job. Okay? Spirit's moving your hand. Spirit's making the clenched fist. Not you. You're here. It's where I want your conscious self. I want you here. You're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. That's where you need to be. Spirit is doing this. Okay? So that's the first sweep. Now we take a deep breath in. We go into second sweep. Okay, so maybe my fist opens up a little bit here. Okay, that's fine. Well, I have my golden affirmations. I have my affirmations that are my reinforcement here, right? Spirit is taking care of this. Spirit is letting go of my conflict. Spirit is taking care of it all. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. My heart is at the goal. I'm walking towards the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel amazing. I feel wonderful. I'm there. See myself at the goal. 100%. No doubt about it. There's the clenched fist. Okay? So that's the important thing. Yes. So H. Anderson, do the BCR first. Yeah. So this is again why I'm putting out the conflict elimination technique 7-day challenge for you guys, because this is mostly for the people who have already done the BCR technique 30-day challenge. This is why I've waited a bit of time before I let this out. Okay. So please, guys, BCR first, and then you'll understand. You'll see how simple conflict elimination is. Because I've filled myself with so much love, I have no problem getting to the goal. I have no problem parting these cobwebs of conflicts. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. All I'm doing is walking towards it. Spirit's taking care of all the debris in the background. And so I'm just walking towards the light. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just moving my feet towards it. Okay? Don't make this difficult. So please, guys, please don't add anything that I am not personally teaching you to the conflict elimination technique. Just do it as I tell you to do it. Okay? The reason why I say that is because that's how you keep it simple. People will get so much in their heads and they'll start adding things that I have not told them to do. They've done that to BCR as well too. Well, Brad, what if I do this? Maybe I have to go back to the breath. No. You're not listening to what I'm telling you. Breath work, calmness, reinforcement. You are in your mind. You are creating all these beautiful, wonderful, incredible things. And you're accumulating that love. And now that love is getting stronger and stronger within you because you continue to accumulate it. Yeah, but what if I need to go back to the breath? I didn't tell you to go back to the breath. I told you to go into your space and just let the love come through. You see, this is what the ego does, guys. It sabotages the absolute crap out of you. Right? This is why I say, even when you're doing this, the BCR technique, ego's at the back door. It's not allowed into your space. Right? So when you're in your perfect space, when you're in your paradise inside your mind, the ego is not allowed in there. No ego is allowed. All that's in there is your love. All that's in there is the higher mind. Okay? So we're leaving the lower mind and we're going into the higher mind. That's what reinforcement is all about. You're going into the higher mind of yourself to go into this paradise and to accumulate all this love energy into yourself, now the ability to command that love energy. And that love energy softens everything. Everything. Brad, you mean everything? I mean everything. Okay? Because that's the energy of God. With God, all things are possible. This is what I'm attempting to teach you guys how to do. Not to use your tiny little egos. Okay? Those don't do a damn thing. They're useless. Okay? You are not repairing yourself with ego because it can't do it. It's like me telling a small cat to go and climb up to the top of Mount Everest and not freeze. Okay? It's not going to happen. So again, you have to make the journey up to Mount Everest through spirit. Spirit takes you there. The higher mind takes you there. You're basically just levitating yourself up the mountain, and now you're at the summit. Right? So that's what BCR technique does. It's a very simple process. Please, guys, keep it simple, because anytime people ask me about trying to do something over again, it's coming from their ego. I said, guys, no ego out of the way. No ego. Right? Anti-ego. And it's the same thing with conflict elimination. No ego involved. We just look at our conflicts, and that's basically when you're using your material mind. You're using your material mind to look at your conflicts. Now that we go into the imagination and I say, okay, I take all those conflicts out of you, I throw it out the window. Are you able to imagine yourself at the goal? Yes. Okay. So you're at the goal, free of your conflicts. Yes, Brad, I can see it. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Fantastic. That's all I need you to do. So then the second question is, are you ready to make this happen now? Yes, I am. Great. Let's do it. Okay. Now we go into conflict elimination. Now we do the spirit breath, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Where's your attention? Is your attention on this hand? No, it's not. Your attention is on this hand. This is your goal hand. Okay. This is right on your chest. This is connected to the heart. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. All I want you to do is to focus, is to bring your attention, and I want you just to walk forward at the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? Spirit is taking care of this. Spirit's clearing it away. I'm surrendering it to God, surrendering it to God, surrendering it to God. You see how quickly that happens? When my attention is at the goal, 90 to 95% of my attention, I could even go 100% if I wanted to, and I'm not even paying attention to the hand, Spirit's taking care of it 100%. While 100% of me is just focusing at walking towards the light. And now even when I go into the second sweep, it's still clenched. It's still clenched because I did that in one goal. In one goal, I made it happen. Because my conviction to walk to the light was all I cared about. And that light I see at the end of the tunnel is the goal. Now here I am at the goal. Now I feel my conflicts vanishing away. After I'm done the session, I can feel this elation. I can feel lighter than air. I can feel floaty. I can feel amazing. I can start smiling, right? Nothing practically has happened, but I can feel a lift, right? And you've done that yourself. Spirit is helping you in the background, doing this while you're here walking at the end of the light, right to the end of the tunnel, to go into the light. Okay? So please keep that in mind, guys, okay? We're going to wrap up for now for day number 5. Please review all of the previous days as well, too. Like I said, if you have not done BCR technique, please do that first. 30 days. And then come to conflict elimination after that. All right? Thank you, everybody. And I'll probably see many of you here very shortly for New Earth Insights. But again, I'll see you tomorrow for day number 6 of the conflict elimination technique 7-day challenge. Take care, everybody. Be well.